You're not too sensitive for the world. You're tuning into the frequency of spirit. So you walk into a room and you can feel the energy within the room. You cry when you're hearing stories of other people and their experiences. And you can feel other people's emotions ever since you were little, but you probably didn't know what to do with it or how to handle it because no one's talked about that. This is my favorite topic and it's so close to my heart. So I want to ask you a question. Have you ever gone into a room and you have felt the energy of the room? Or have you ever been brought to tears by watching, a television ad, or maybe someone's telling you a story about someone else and their experience, and it's not even about you, but you find that you got tears pouring down your face? Have you ever felt the emotion of another person who is with you? You can feel their sadness, or you can feel an anxiety, or even a fear. And you've been able to do this since you were a child. The truth is, you're not just here to feel the world, you're here to read it. And today we're going to go really deep into what it means to be an empath, how I actually manage being an empath so I can actually bring my magic to the world and create a ripple effect of change, which is my soul's mission and purpose, and how you can do that too. So I'm so grateful that you are here. And I would love for you to stick around, go through the activation with us so you can feel clearer, brighter, and more of who you are without having to carry the weight of the world. Sound good? So when we grow up, we are quite often told that we are too hypersensitive, or that emotional is a word, or maybe we should stop crying. And we're told that very strictly, stop crying, you're making other people feel uncomfortable. Don't act that way, don't tantrum, and we start getting punished. Okay, we do. And I just did a little bit of a pattern interruption then to make sure you are paying attention, because I can guarantee this has happened to you. This is happening in society, it's happening as a collective. And if we are too emotional, if we're too sensitive, we're literally told that there is something wrong with us. And I really want to clear this up today and help you to actually turn up your empathy and embrace it, harness it, and direct it in the correct places. Now, if you're anything like me, this empathy kind of saga has really held you down in certain parts of your life, making you doubt yourself and putting other people on pedestals above you, trusting other people's opinions rather than trusting your knowing and your gut. And sometimes that can put us into some pretty sticky situations. So today we're going to do a whole lot of energy clearing in the activation. And I really invite you to do some reflection on some of the programming that may have been put upon you as a child. Stop crying. I'll give you something to cry about, the threatenings, the fear that's popped in, and the reflection on how this has served our nervous system, how it's maybe made us shut down, and made us not step out into something bigger and brighter for our future. Instead, we've stayed small because we've been afraid to bring in new things, because new things and new people means new energy, and just being able to handle the energy that we have and our past has been so much. So are you ready to unlock some of the conditioning, to calm the nervous system down, and to do a little bit of magic, a little bit of energy clearing today, which is something I'm very good at, energy clearing, so we can actually come into and embrace the superpowers? You're here to translate energy as an energy shifter, as an energy mover, as a shapeshifter. Human beings are hybrid. We are not just our DNA. We are not just a human body. We are magical beings that can sense energy, because energy is our first language. Our greatest protection is our power, and to know spirit is to know self. So I invite you in this series to go through all of the videos, because they build up on one another, And they stand alone by themselves too, but they will help unlock you so you can actually start showing up more of who you are. Sound good? Let's get into today's session. Your sensitivities are not your weakness. They are your radar. And empaths, in my opinion, are untrained psychics. We went to school and we learnt the ABCs, the 1, 2, 3s, the currency, the language, and we're very, very clever beings. We're clever creatures, but we weren't taught how to connect in with spirit, how to do it in a proper way. And we certainly weren't taught how to have emotional mastery. This happens with age and experience. But when it comes to empaths, when it comes to psychics, those that are really here to live a life, a mission and a purpose of bringing their magic out into the world, more often than not, they end up in bed, end up on meds, and end up with a whole lot of labels of what they are or what they are not. Are you ready to help others that have experienced this, including yourself? Because I'm sure that you've experienced something we've talked about, and I would love to hear from you and witness this in the comments below. Let me know what your experience has been with basically taking on other people's emotions and potentially even carrying other people, even from a very young age. Now, this is very common with empaths, and for me, I realized at a very young age that me and my mum were best friends, and my mum would share whatever she was going through with me, and I felt a deep connection because I could feel her. I could feel her heart. And this sounds crazy, but as I went down this rabbit hole of what it means to be an empath, I had a memory come up. And this memory is kind of mind-blowing. I remembered being in my bassinet or my cot, whatever you call it, when I was a baby. And I was only probably a month old. I was really, really young. And I remember screaming. And I could tune into my mum in the other room, who had experienced, I believe she had a little bit of postnatal depression, but she was basically all alone. Dad was out working, or maybe he was out with friends, and she had no family around. She had no driver's license. She was about 6 hours away from her own family, and she didn't know what to do because she had a screaming child. And apparently that's all I did. I was told I was a really hard baby. That's the first part of conditioning. You are a hard baby. You are a bad baby. I was a great toddler because I started becoming conditioned, right? Anyhow, I remember being an infant and tuning into my mum and feeling her pain. Now, this woman was 24 years old. She was missing her parents like crazy. She was kind of trapped because she didn't have a car license. Her husband, who knows where he was at work or out playing or whatever, right? Bringing the bacon home, if you will. And she felt deeply alone. And in this memory that I had, this visualization, this journey that I ventured to, I could feel her. So I was empathing on my mother. And I was doing that in the womb as well. And I'm guessing that you will have memories pop up for you during meditations now that I have seeded this. Memories that will come up and you might go, was that just my imagination? Just like we talked about in the last video. Or maybe you can trust that you are so much more psychic than you ever gave yourself credit for. And I have certainly found this as I've started unlocking and releasing the conditioning, but also where I've blocked things in my mind and remembering all the way back to being an infant. That sounds crazy, mind-blowing. Is it even possible? I don't know what scientists would say, but it's true. And I've had many, many more experiences since that. I realized when I was going through huge amounts of self-doubt, I was going through my awakening around about 10 years ago. I remember lying in bed going, I'm exhausted, I can't handle people. The little bit of energy that I gathered every day felt like it just got taken out of me as soon as I gained it. I could never sleep enough, right? I was living off sugar. I was literally just like salt and sugar and get me those electrolytes. I was just trying to stay awake. I didn't realize that I was like one big open portal that didn't understand how to manage, harness, and translate the energy that I was feeling and really transmute my own energy, which wasn't really my own anyway, because I'm an empath. Let some of these words just kind of go through you, because quite often in these conversations, I'm talking to the subconscious and we're waking up things in a safe way so you can start unlocking your psychic abilities, your empathic abilities, which is truly your superpower. So you can translate the world around you, read it around you, and have it not affect you, but actually it can give you energy. How does that sound? So we're going to get into the energy clearing activation. Now I have to let you know there may be a little bit of light language that comes through. The spirit guides have just told me. And in that light language and some energy clearing statements may come through as well. What that means is we're going to be going in and reprogramming some of the subconscious, some places where you've done blocking for safety and, favoring the mind, if you will, or even the ego. And I'm going to invite you to tune up and turn up your power as an empath and making the energy of a sensitive empath into a powerhouse empath that is psychic. How would it feel to flip that script? Because the world around us tells us you're too sensitive, you're too emotional, you're too this and that, and we need to favor this. But what I'm trying to do in the series is to not convince or persuade you, but invite you into a possibility and opportunity that you're pretty good. You're pretty well perfect, actually, and you were made perfect. So let's bring you back to self, clear up the old, so you're a walking, talking psychic as well as a soul on a mission. So I'm going to invite you now to find a space that is comfortable. You might want a blankie, maybe you grab a glass of water, maybe you pause this while you go find a space that is quiet. You can have your journal next to you. I highly recommend this. I will be asking you a couple of questions. And I also want to let you know that you can listen to this activation as many times as possible. You can listen to it 3 times a day, once a week, or once every couple of months. It's completely up to you. It is safe to do so, and you'll be able to go deeper and deeper each time as we unlock the subconscious and come deeper into the heart space. So find a space that is nice and comfortable, and I'm going to invite you now to close down your eyes when you are ready. Taking in a nice deep breath, filling up your belly, and when you're ready, letting that breath out your mouth, bringing yourself into relaxation. Breathing in your own time, filling up your belly. Breathing out your mouth audibly if you can. And relaxing the top of your head all the way down to your toes. Relaxing your head, your shoulders, relaxing your neck, relaxing your chest, your belly, your hips, your thighs, your knees, your ankles, calves, wrists. Relaxing your entire body. Opening your jaw slightly, and you can even bring your tongue to the top of your palate to fully relax and to start getting a bit of a chi flow through those meridians and chakras. And just relaxing down, down, down. Breathing into your belly and allowing your body to get heavier. Fully relaxing. There is nowhere that you need to be for the next few minutes. It is safe to fully let go. And don't be worried if you start drifting and falling asleep. I will bring you back into your body at the end of this activation. Imagine a waterfall of golden light pouring all over you. It's like when you're lying in the sun in the afternoon on your bed or outside on the grass. The sunshine is like this beautiful waterfall of golden light pouring all over you. Every molecule and cell, every piece of hair, and every inch of your skin is glowing in this golden light. It is sinking through the body and warming up the blood, lightening up the blood as the sacred waters flow through your body, lightening up the bones, healing all of the cells, allowing your body to lighten up entirely. Breathing in gold, breathing out light. Nothing dark can stay in the light. So visualizing your body as your light body from the top of your head all the way down to your toes, you are a golden light. And anything that is dark, any specks, any shadows, any cloud-looking smoke, anything that we see within the human body can be pushed out now into the aura to be transmuted, to transcend, to transform. As an empath, you have taken on many energies and emotions simply because of your big heart and compassion. Many will call you an earth angel, a big-hearted, positive and beautiful person who cares for all people and creatures. Although this is beautiful and powerful and a part of your soul's mission, it is meant to be used for the highest good of yourself and others. And if this empathic ability is taking on other people's shadows rather than transmuting them, we need to shift our perspective and turn up our light. I want you to visualize breathing into your heart space now and noticing that there is a color within your heart space. Maybe it is the golden, or maybe there's another color. And I want you to breathe in and see this color expanding in your heart space with every breath. This might be in the form of sparkles or smoke. It may look like water and flow like water. Just notice what you notice. What color is in your heart space? And as you're breathing it in, visualize this color spreading through your entire body. If you were a color, what would you be? Breathing in this beautiful color and expanding it through the body, healing the organs, the bones, the blood, the skin, cleaning and clearing and cleansing the entire body. balancing the meridians, the chakras, and shifting any energy that is no longer required or that doesn't belong to you. Just let this happen, even if you can't see anything or feel anything. Even if you drift off, know it is all happening in divine timing and purpose. And now I invite you to say in your mind or out loud, any energy that is not mine, I release you now. Just notice if you feel a contraction or an expansion in your body. You're fully relaxed and receptive to shifts and changes for the highest good of yourself and all. Any energy that is not mine, I release you now. You're going to bring through some light language for your body. This may sound like a different language. It is the universe's language, which comes through in the form of frequency and vibration. Just creating some more flow. I mentioned water before. Flow through the body. Breathing in deeply and breathing out. I invite you to say out loud, or in your mind, out loud is preferable, I call all of my energy back to me now. I am sovereign. I am whole. I am home. Any energies that are not here for the highest good of me, or the world, or the universe must leave immediately. Anything that is not here in the name of love and light, of the highest frequencies, vibrations of the true white light must leave immediately. Any energy that is not mine, I release you now. Keep imagining the waterfall of golden light pouring over you, rinsing off the residue of everybody else's emotions, beliefs, and stories. And anywhere you've taken on emotions, beliefs, and stories of other people's and made them your own. Are you willing to release this now? Throughout all time, spaces, and dimensions, past lives? Transmute, transform, transcend. Anywhere that you've been afraid of embracing and harnessing your gift as a sensitive, as an empath, as a psychic. Are you willing to let go of all points of views, expectations, reflections, projections of other people throughout all times, spaces, dimensions, and lifetimes connected to that? I call all of my energy back to me now. I am sovereign. I am whole. I am home. Breathing in, breathing out, and letting all of the energy from wherever you are lying or sitting, anything that is no longer in resonance with you, that is no longer in this bright light. It can't even hold this light in your new frequency because you have shifted. You have gone through an ascension process of the light body. Let it all compost down, 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 down into the earth to be transmuted, transformed, and transcended. This is your new energy field you are sitting in now, pure, untangled, and real. Taking a nice deep breath in. Bringing your attention back into your body from wherever you have drifted. Notice the space behind your eyelids. Wriggling your fingers and your toes. And when you're ready, open your eyes wide awake, finding something purple in the room, or maybe having a look at your hands, and bringing yourself fully back and energized into the room. Welcome back. It's so good to have you here, and a couple of questions I have for you is, what came through in that clearing? We did some energy clearing statements. We did some recoding of contracts that you've taken on, some releasing of energy, some energy shifting, some healing and light language. How are you feeling now compared to how you felt before? I'd love to hear in the comments below. What was your experience? Did you see anything or feel anything? And while you're in this beautiful receptive energy, because we went into deep relaxation of the body as well, I really invite you to get your journal out and, even pause this video for a couple of minutes, or you can have me playing in the background if you want to. Just what came through for me? How am I feeling now? And what messages have come through that I want to take some actions on. I'd love to know what that is for you. So please let me know how that experience was for you. It can be very profound, and just remember that we keep awakening after a session like this, after an activation, even though, like I say, it's soft and gentle, it's very, very powerful. And when we have the universal language, the light language coming through for you, it's going to have a different experience on everyone. So it was specifically for you who is watching right now as I'm reading your vibration, along with different collective consciousnesses, the universe, you might say, to give you a bit of an upgrade energetically and to help you on your path of being an empath. So how do we go from overwhelm to awareness? Okay, so the first thing is awareness. When we are aware of things, we actually come into our presence and we can recognize what isn't ours. So a tool that I love for this is, who does this belong to? Return to the universe, return to source consciousness. And I really love to say this as an empath. Using this tool is profound. And I remember one of my clients, Sarah, she used to have so many things going on in her body. She had so many labels going on and so many issues, and she couldn't even work. And then one day I was like, okay, so you're an empath. Who does this actually belong to? And the moment we asked that question, and she was like, oh my gosh, I have a sense that it's not mine. She had this gut knowing, like we talked about yesterday, with trusting our gut and our knowing over our ego and our mind. She had this gut knowing that it didn't belong to her. She'd been carrying mom and dad and society as a whole. And she was like, it doesn't belong to me. Return to source consciousness, return to the universe. return to the earth. You can return it somewhere, or transmute this energy to light. We can also give it up to God, give it up to the angels, whatever floats your boat, okay? The idea is, who does this belong to? And return to the light. Maybe that's a good one as well. Her life, Sarah's life, transformed. She started feeling more confident and less tired and more powerful. Her relationship started changing. Her parenting started changing. Her relationship with her parents started changing. Everything changed when she realized that she wasn't broken. She was just an empath. So, of course, awareness is recognizing and understanding that you don't have to carry everybody else. In fact, I think it's a little bit selfish carrying other people, because the truth is we want everybody else to have their own experiences, and who knows what experiences everyone is meant to have and what the reason is, but it's their experiences to have. It is their soul's mission. It's what they have called on to do in this lifetime. And it doesn't mean that we can't be compassionate, doesn't mean that we can't be empathic, but when we're carrying other people's crosses, it's really not our job to do. So, of course, the second one is separation. And like we just talked about, who does this belong to? Return to the light. We want to be able to separate what is mine and what is not mine. And that's what we call spiritual health. That is actually having spiritual hygiene, is being able to understand the awareness and then the separation. Of course, like I mentioned in the activation, so many of us are earth angels. So we love unconditionally, but it's so important to have the awareness and the separation. And then, of course, the third one is communication. So we are experiencing these things for a reason, okay? It doesn't mean that we have to be a victim to our empathic abilities. So communication is really important. And like I said at the beginning of this session, you're not here just to feel the world. You're here to literally translate. You're here to understand. So with my own empathic abilities, I have been able to harness the gift, and this is something I teach in Magnificent Mediumship certification. I'm able to harness the gift, and when someone comes to me because they've lost somebody so close to them, and I've got their husband here or their wife here or whatever it is, I used to feel it so deeply that I would be crying so intensely, and I would be shaking, and I'd get cold. And truth be told, although I was a great medium and I can teach people how to do their mediumship, of course, and unlock that within them, I was still feeling the residue and the intensity of other people. I'm feeling this emotion. This emotion is not mine. This emotion is from the husband and the wife, and they are connecting. And what can I do to hold the space, to be the bridge between earth and heaven, to actually help them to have the best experience? It's like going to a fancy restaurant and you have the best waiter. You don't need to go anywhere. They're pouring you the wine. Would you like to see the menu? Is there anything I can help you with? And a good waiter is literally trained. A 5-star restaurant, you're trained to keep an eye on your table, to read body language, to be there if the person needs something. And you know when to step away and leave them to have their time. A great medium, an empath, is like this as well. And empaths that get taken over and overwhelmed with the emotions and the energy, it ends up being more about the empath, and they can't do anything because they freeze. Fight, flight, freeze, or faint. This is what we tend to do when we get into overwhelm, or our nervous system is fried. So today, that's why we did this light language. That's why we did the healing. And that's why I've invited you to calm your nervous system down, to lighten up and expand. And we do much more in Magnificent Mediumship as well. 12 weeks of it. So communication, asking, what is the energy here to teach me? Or what is this energy telling me? So when I'm bringing my clients together, spirit and, a human, spirit and a human, yeah, when I'm bringing them together for a communion, I am simply facilitating something, and I use the emotions as a tool to help connect. If I start getting too overwhelmed or too overtired, I know that I've hit a capacity, and I kind of step back a little bit and I come back into my body. So awareness, separation, and communication is super important. energy clearing, the light body, and literally letting go of what is not yours is so important. And we go so much deeper into this tomorrow, okay? So, how are you feeling? What have you learnt today? And are you going to keep going with that meditation? Are you going to do it again? I totally invite you to share this video if you like that activation. If you know somebody who carries other people, it's like we've got our own cross to carry. Why carry other people's? Feel free to share it. And also feel free to do it as many times as you want to. Tomorrow, we're going to be talking about how spirit is already talking to you. So we've already covered a little bit of this, but we're going to go deeper into spirit conversation. And I simply cannot wait. With this build-on effect from these videos, these trainings are like a program within themselves, and you will get massive results if you come and you watch. So if you haven't already, make sure you hit subscribe and make sure you watch the whole lot, because I promise you, this is a gift that is just going to keep on giving. I can't wait to see you tomorrow. And just to let you know, this is a snippet. This is a taster of the Magnificent Mediumship certification. So if you're loving this, you will absolutely love that. But I will see you tomorrow. Namaste.